I feel like finishing this off right now. We are so close. We're in the home stretch, having gone through the whole Unchained set. As I said earlier, I was talking about RuneScape. Yes, I devoted a few cards specifically to RuneScape. They all have this dark yellow/gold border. This one is called Dancing for GP Blocks. As you can see, we have a RuneScape character who is dancing. Because yes, people actually do dance in crowded areas begging for money. Yeah, I know. And here I'm sort of reflecting upon that, where you can dance to draw extra cards. Bust a move, get cards? Sure, why not? Then again, I think I'd be rather playing my Phyrexian Arena. I don't have to dance. It's 3 mana, not 5. Yeah, I would just play Phyrexian Arena. I just want to make sure I found the next RuneScape card. The Makeover Mage! Prove ownership of 3000 GP on RuneScape, because talking to this NPC, she can change your gender, except you need 3000 GP to go and do this. Your gender becomes the opposite gender. No, not literally, but in terms of rules, yes it does. So remember what I was talking about Grasp of the Incubus and Grasp of the Succubus? Making each female player lose 4 life and then each male player lose 4 life respectively? Well, you could change your gender with the Makeover Mage, play Grasp of the Succubus, and you're not going to lose life. And here's another magic card I was thinking I may be doing for this unset, known as Surlay. There is actually a quest known as Recruitment Drive, in which one of your random tasks, you may get this, is to defeat Surlay. He is a knight who is blessed by Saradomin, who is a fictional, the good god in RuneScape. He is blessed by Saradomin so that no man may defeat him. Well, if you're a man, you have to go to the Makeover Mage and change your gender. A woman can defeat him. Yes, essentially that in the flavor text. Also, I could have made a card called Surlay, Protection from Men. I already explained this guy in a previous video. Now, Party Pete! Okay, this was... yeah. During your upkeep, all players dance for 10 seconds unless they pay 10 life. I don't know what this exactly has to do with Party Pete, but the second effect has more to do with it. Each player shuffles his or her sideboard into one pile. Starting with you, each player takes a card from the pile at random until the pile is empty. So everyone's sideboard gets mixed up. This is actually directly referencing the Falador party room, where people put items into a chest, and when it's full, it's ready to go. They pull the lever, and then balloons start falling from the ceiling. You pop the balloons, hoping to get whatever's inside. Only very rarely is there actual worth in the items that are being dropped. It's mostly just random items anyway. That's the RuneScape stuff I already explained. Now I'm going to go on to the game that I hardly played. My brother plays so much of it. He's like gold, which is like fucking amazing in my eyes. I'm not even ranked at all. I'm not even level. I don't even know if I'm level 15. I know you need to be at least level 30. I'm definitely not that. But I do know about a few of the champions. Only a few. There's Annie the Dark Child. Also, her stuffed bear Tibbles, which you actually need a stuffed bear to represent the bear token. Yes. One of the few champions I also knew about was Dr. Mundo, Madman of Zon. Dr. Mundo speak, Hulk speak. Mundo smash like a boss. Mundo go this way. Yeah, he speaks in Hulk speak. And he requires that you do the same, otherwise you sacrifice him. But if you can keep up with the Hulk speak, you get 4/4 with trample. You go crush puny human. Okay, I never really took off with this Master Yi idea. I know he exists as a champion in League of Legends. I didn't really come up with anything League specific. I just said, hey, destroy target non-black bordered creature. So anything that does not have a black border. So pretty much every card I've shown you thus far. In any game you can see from your seat. Also referencing another uncard called Ass Whoopin', which references another real Sanctioned for tournament play magic card, Vindicate. Go look at those on your own time, I guess. Here's also one of my favorite champions, despite the fact I never played him. He's got such a good voice. Again with the anteing here. And even flipping a playing card in the air, because Twisted Fate uses playing cards as weapons. In fact, the second ability is also similar to Chaos Orb, where you flip the orb and whatever the orb touches is blown up. And the flavor text is one of those Twisted Fate lines. It's all in the cards. Except I gotta do it with a better voice. Along with also, doing it, deal 'em, it's my lucky day. The house always wins. And now I'm going to show you the last two League of Legends themed cards, because these are the two champions I actually played the most in the short time I actually played League and sucked at it. Ashe, the Frost Archer! Tap target creature that is 2 squares or less away from Ashe. Yes, I'm talking about the game board here, so if you put her next to an opponent's creature, you can tap it down, because she can shoot far enough anyway to reach it. And they stay stuck tapped because they're frozen. Wow, even when she leaves the battlefield, it's still true. And this is one of her one-liners that she says so often. My aim is steady. In that one League of Legends video I ever made, I poked fun at all the times she said my aim is steady, or, well, anyway, I must press on, or all those one-liners, because they keep saying them over and over again. The other thing I remembered about that League video I made is that it was laggy as hell. And the other thing that I remembered is that I screamed, Moji's! Moji's! Whenever I got a kill and got gold. Like, I was really that excited. Like, not often I'd blow up a turret, and when I would, I'd be like, Moji's! Moji's! Or even the minions I was having a hard time killing and getting the kills. Like, someone else would probably do the damage first. And now here's a champion I was better with. Cho'Gath, the Terror of the Void. I mean, I guess I was better at the melee stuff than the ranging stuff in League. In fact, I was thinking of maybe even playing the tank strategy, just hiding somewhere feasting on minions until he gets real big. Even get things like the Warmog's armor, so he'll have like so much health that he'll be damn near impossible to take down, unless like you got like a huge team. And of course, you have to stomp the ground and or scream as part of the activated ability costs, because that's what Cho'Gath does. Okay, that explains all of the League cards. Now I'm going to do Call of Duty. Yes, I chose Call of Duty. Obvious as hell. Call of Duty Soldier. You have to pay 1 mana, and also part of this mana cost, you actually have to prove that you own a Call of Duty game. If you can attach a war equipment to Call of Duty Soldier rather than having to pay the mana cost of that war equipment. And you'll see that there's not that much, it's just all the equipment in this set. Here is a war equipment! The China Lake. Yup, +4 +0. Because this thing is a huge ass gun. And you also have to own a Call of Duty video game so you can use it. Just give me the Sword of Feast and Famine or the Sword of Fire and Ice any day. Another Call of Duty war equipment. Another gun that was in that game. The Stoner 63. Again with the squares. If you're close enough to your opponent's creature, your creature's going to get +2 +0 on first strike during that combat step. Which is like a pretty huge advantage, like the extra power, and you get to do the damage first. That's going to be like a huge advantage in that little fight you have with your creature there. And the Uzi Red Dot. I think that's all the Call of Duty stuff that I have. Uzi Red Dot. You also have to own a video game. And this thing can actually... Okay, the equipment itself can tap. Oh, the creature gains it. The creature can tap itself while it's got the equipment to do 2 damage to something directly. Without having to attack, you could take out whichever target you want, so long as it has 2 or less toughness. Or you could just hit the player straight in the face for 2. I think I'd rather just get rid of someone's creature with 2 or less toughness if I can. Especially if it's something really, really good. Oh, Okay, I forgot. There was also Kino der Toten. Note that there are actually supposed to be black squares drawn on each side of the card. Because it would make sense, because part of the ability is that you can tap one of your creatures to draw a barricade on one of the openings. This is referencing Call of Duty Nazi Zombies, in which you have to deal with hordes of zombies, part of which involves barricading openings that the zombies crawl through to slow them down, and Kino der Toten is one of those maps. During your upkeep, Kino der Toten deals 1 damage to you for each open barricade on it. I mean, the more barricades that are open, the more zombies that are going to get in hurting you. It's extremely flavorful. And when Kino der Toten's on the battlefield, turn off all the lights. I mean, it's dark in there. I think I kind of exaggerated that. But also, like, how much mana it taps for. That, add 3 to your mana pool. That is way too good. It is even less conditional than Mishra's Workshop. And that's like a no. It's probably more than $400 than Mishra's Workshop. And then if you take into account the exchange rate, you're probably looking at least like $500, if not more than that. Like, I can imagine Mishra's Workshop would cost me like at least $600, maybe $700. Like, I don't know. I don't remember the last time I checked it. Still, like, that is too much mana for 1 land. So I showed you the RuneScape stuff, I showed you League of Legends, I showed you Call of Duty. Now I'm going to show you the Minecraft cards that I have. Here is my creeper that can move around. Yes, as I talked about the moving being activated ability based. 3 mana, you can move them 2 squares. And you can sacrifice the creeper to have it explode, doing 4 damage to each creature that is next to it. So it blows up and hurts whatever it's standing next to. As, like, pretty much when it explodes, if you're close to it, it's going to do damage. Like, it can pretty much... I think a creeper can just take you out if you're unarmed and it's, like, standing right next to you. Even if you're, like, at full health, you'll be dead. And the flavor text is some sort of little slogan/motto associated with it. That's a nice wall you have there. The hissing reflecting the sound it makes as it's about to explode in front of your face or behind your back. That hiss is probably like some sort of dirge to many Minecraft players everywhere. And then the Enderman. When Enderman enters the battlefield, it picks up target card. Much like how Endermen pick up dirt blocks, sand blocks, or I think they pick up gravel too. Card is moved to Enderman's location and moves wherever Enderman moves. So Enderman can take some card and just take it wherever he wants. Of course, there's not that much interaction with the whole board game idea, so this isn't doing all that much special. Minecraft TNT may enter the battlefield on any empty space on the grid. And it can blow itself up to destroy creatures. So if, like, let's say your opponent has like a bunch of creatures all next to each other, this will be really good. Just blow this up and knock them all out. Okay, so I think that's all the Minecraft stuff. I'm done with that now. Now we're going to be getting into probably the less expected stuff. Hint, I actually talked about 2 of the characters in my previous video with the card called Seduce, the art I was thinking of drawing but never actually got around to it. It's Touhou. No, seriously, it's Touhou. Our first Touhou yokai creature card is Letty Whiterock, who gets +2/+2 and trample as long as somebody is eating. This is making fun of that trope where Letty Whiterock is displayed as a chubbier than average character because of her bigger than average hitbox in the actual games. Now, how many other Touhou cards do I have? Like, do I have like only 4 to show you? Is that it? Okay, I showed you this one. Now we have Suika! Demon, Oni, whatever you want to call her, who gets +2/+2 as long as a player is drunk. At first, I thought it had to be you that was drunk. But then again, I really do not encourage playing this card, especially if you are a play group and someone in there is under the age of 18. Do not. I seriously ill-advise that this card be played. Also, 5/5 for 4 mana is the best you can get if someone's drunk. Like, I've seen like better options still as 5/5s for 4 mana. I could play I Will More of the Open Fist. Not that likely someone would have a legendary card in their hand. I could play Imperial Soar if I'm running all my basic lands. Hell, you just play Dead Bridge Goliath. No drawbacks at all. You can even scavenge and put its counters on some other creature. Now, we're finally going to get to the last two cards, and then I'm going to show you, like, a couple more before I call it quits. Okay, this is one of the characters I was talking about in that pairing I wanted to do for Seduce. Mystia Lorelei, who is 3 colors. When she enters the battlefield, choose a noun, and she taps to destroy a creature if you can sing 10 words of a song with the chosen noun. So let's say I pick, oh no, money. And then I would tap Mystia and sing like, money, get back, take out both hands and go and make a stash. I would sing that, and then I would be able to destroy a creature. Can't be regenerated, and you cannot repeat a song. So I would have to sing another song. So let's say I would do it again. I'd sing like Dire Straits, Money for Nothing, and then whatever words come after that. So I have 10, and then blow something else up. And the flavor text is not so clever. I am just referencing Rebecca Black and her bad singing. I'm pretty sure everyone knows how bad Friday was. And here is one with alternate art that is rarer. Yeah. And now finally, I saved this one for last. The best Touhou. Well, my choice of best Touhou. Here it is. Oh my god. It's Rumia. Now let me try and extend my arms to their sides. Not a lot of room here. I'm right next to a wall. As Rumia enters the battlefield, you have to have your arms extended out to their sides like she does. This is actually a biblical motif in which she says a saint was crucified. Also canon is that Marissa pokes fun at this, saying, looks like humanity invented the decimal system. Maybe because she looks like a plus sign when she's doing that. So you pretty much have to play the game with your arms out to their sides, like you're the crucified saint, the whole time while she's on the field, otherwise you sacrifice her, and you can tap her to destroy any human creature and then make her stronger. Now that I think about that, there are probably a lot of human creatures, even more so in this set. So that must make her extra good. And now finally, it doesn't get much better than this. Now really, I have saved the best for last. If you thought this was cute, then oh my god. I don't know how you can top this. Plot twist. It's me that drew this. Bonus points if you can guess where the bathing suit is from. Yeah, same card, really. Okay, a few more cards before we call it a day. I didn't show off a few of these because they were also somewhat special. Joker, and you'll see the other 4. These are part of the Mad Midget 5 from the PlayStation 2 game, God Hand. Very obscure title I only know for these unexpected video game quotes / cutscenes. I saw with a bunch of other games like this guy, R. Tonalico, titles I never heard of until I watched those videos that were just compilations of funny quotes. I don't know what this has to do with Joker, but you make everybody shuffle all their permanents into a pile, then they take as many permanents as they previously had. So you pretty much rearrange everyone's board. And then, I also threw in the game of President and Asshole into this. Whoever gets the highest roll becomes President, and whoever gets the lowest roll becomes Asshole. Obviously, being the asshole is a bad thing, the President is a good thing, because you'll see that the President takes the 2 best permanents on the asshole side of the board and puts them on his own. You can only use this activated ability once a game, but it's game-changing. Probably 2 game-changing. Card Gone Wild, Joker! One Heart Gangsta! Diamond! Yup, Diamond. Okay, this one is actually perfect. I was thinking of getting Gaia's Cradle, so I would be set for the $100 criteria. If you own a magic card with, okay, again with the Hat Walk. Why the hell Hat Walk? If you own a real Black Lotus, yeah, right. Diamond gets +6/+6 instead and is absolutely, totally freaking unblockable. Because exaggerations. You can find me at the club who costs, I don't know what the rings have to do with it. You got 1/1 for 4 mana with first strike, and the more rings you wear, yeah, they could be any rings, I actually use internet speak, ATM, at the moment. I have no idea why I did this. I guess I was just deprived for ideas at this point. This was the early stages. Club gets +1/+1. And then we gotta go for the next one in line. Have your pet neutered or spayed! Yeah, these are actual quotes from the God Hand game. Draw on a silver bordered card. Yes. I guess you could tap this to draw the word albatross on someone's albatross that screams albatross that I was talking about in part 1 of the series with the blue cards. Or maybe just draw the whole hangman on hangman and screw someone over big time if they're playing it. And then, I'm Hearts! I mean Hearts! Who is pretty much useless. No, really. It is right there on the card saying that he's almost useless. You have a 0/1 for 4 mana. What does he do besides sit there? Then again, I was going to maybe have a card called Formation Z where you would just have to have all 5 of these guys on the field, say all their quotes in the proper order, as I showed these cards, as they say it in God Hand, with them, and then like you win the game or something like that, or you destroy all their cards, or some crazy effect. If you can get all 5 of these, well, you kind of deserve it. So maybe this guy wouldn't be entirely useless if that card existed. Okay, I think we're really in the home stretch. I think I just got these 3 cards to show you. Now, anyway, this was actually an idea I found off the Magic Set Editor. More specifically, a template where you would have checkboxes and rules text corresponding to the checkbox. So let's say there was a line with an empty checkbox, colon, and let's say this creature has lifelink. You would fulfill a condition to check off the checkbox, and once it's checked off, the creature in question has lifelink, which would mean that the damage it deals causes you to gain that much life. Yeah. This is actually a detrimental checkbox card. You have a 7/7 for 4 mana to begin with, but as time goes on, you check off these circles. Each one you check off makes it 1 power and 1 toughness weaker. And also, much like the albatross, the hangman, all of these check marks stay on the card after your game's over, so the next game they'll just carry on over. So once all those are checked off, you have a 4 mana 1/1 that stays like that for the rest of eternity. You'll have to get a new Deadbeat Scarab and repeat the process all over again. Okay, now here's like on a more brighter note. Now we're actually going to show you one of those check boxes, no circles anyway, with positive abilities. Except the condition here is that you have to somehow do damage to a player with the Karis Ravager. It just says damage to a player. You could use Arcane Teachings on it and tap it and just hit them directly, ping them, and you'll still be able to check off the boxes. Of course, I think combat damage is more likely going to happen, but yes, when you hit the person with the Karis Ravager, you just take one of these boxes to check off. Well, you could check off the fact that Karis Ravager has haste, so once you do that, for the rest of, as long as you continue playing the event with this guy, you'll have haste, for sure. Or you could check off a checkbox that makes it have +1/+1, so you could start the rest of your games with a 3/3 for 3 mana. And if you check off more boxes, your card will be getting better and better. The very best you could have is a 5/5 with haste for 3 mana. That stays like that for the rest of the event. Yes, I know, that is nuts. And now I've saved the biggest, most spectacular checkmark creature for last. The Prismatic Maniac. That is all colors, yes. And then, yes, look at all of those checkboxes. There are 10 of these to check in. 5 of which you just give the thing a permanent +1/+1, so your 5/5 can grow up to a 10/10. 10/10 for 7 mana is pretty spectacular enough, I guess. But then we can check off and add all these other abilities. One says that it has lifelink. One says that it has haste. One says that it has flying. One that has vigilance. One that gives it trample. An ability from white, one from red, one from blue, one from green, and one from... Okay, nothing really for black. Okay, vigilance, I guess, reflects white. The flying can reflect blue. The lifelink can reflect black. The haste can represent red, and the trample can represent green. Okay, it makes sense now. And all you need to do is just pay 4 mana whenever you get the chance. and any number of times you want, any time you want, to check off one of these boxes. So let's say someone's got their flyer, you have 4 mana up, you spend the 4 mana in response to their attack, you check off the flying box, and then you can declare this as a blocker to the creature that's flying. Yes. KFC Society. All creatures named Mistia Lorelei get +2/-2 because she is a bird and she gets angry when you talk about or mention fried chicken. Well, duh. Just because she has a fear of being, because she doesn't want to be eaten. Makes sense. And you can even tap this KFC Society land to kill a bird. And I think there are only like 3 I can name off the top of my head, aside from Mistia that I already mentioned. There's the Albatross that Screams Albatross and the Duck Song Duck. Those both appeared in part 1 anyway. And also its other activated ability. This doesn't produce mana either. But it lets you spend 5 mana and eat some crappy chicken to put a sumo wrestler onto the battlefield who's been having way too much KFC, so he is an obese sumo wrestler. So yeah, sumo wrestlers, little lollies that eat people, punk fanatics, dueling in the kitchen. You have it all in the Unchained set. Oh, and I also have this one guy I gotta show you that I also drew the art for. I drew the art for the Liquid Guru, the Rumia in the bathing suit, and this Jack of Rainbows, who is in some sort of alley with a fire barrel, and he's got a Jack of Spades as some sort of shield blocking him. And he's got this nice rainbow outfit. Were those the only cards I drew the art for? Oh, there was also Hell's Kitchen. And, no, literally, this is reflecting on the colors of the rainbow. He is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and purple. And, oh, when he enters the battlefield, you roll a 6-sided die. And if you roll a 6, you double your life total. If you roll a 1, you lose half your life. I guess so that's the Unchained set. Hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed talking about it. It took like an hour and a half. Actually, it took a bit longer than that. But I just showed you this entire set. It was a real interesting trip. This is something that I started and I probably will likely not finish, because I've been running out of ideas for these joke cards to make them actually good. Yeah, I have an easier time designing actual cards that would be like logical enough for tournament play. Things like Doomsday and Water Magus, but like better than those cards, because yeah, I didn't know what I was doing in those sets. So anyway, I hope you found this interesting. No, I seriously hope you did. This is what I did for my 500 subscribers milestone. So yes, peace.